guys, and welcome. Today I'm going to show you guys how to set up your double cow's hitch to a quick release buckle for a collar, and also for the adjustable collar I will be showing you guys how to hook it up to these two square rings, and I'll show you guys also how to put it on the jig. If you're not familiar with these two collars, you're new here, this right here is a quick release buckle. This is a plastic one. And then we have the adjustable collar. And you see the square ring is here. If you're wanting to learn how to make the adjustable adapter, I will leave a link below to another video. I show you how to make the adapter. I like to use Biothene. It comes in a lot of colors that you can match up to your collar, and it also is waterproof, and it's really, really easy to clean. I have used leather in the past, and that looks pretty sharp, but I do like the Biothene because of how sturdy it is and how easy it is to clean. Okay, I do have a small announcement to make. A couple of months ago, a company called the Speedy Jig contacted me and asked me if I would like to have an affiliated link. And I think that is such a great thing. It's a way to support my channel. And I've used the Speedy Jig, which is this particular jig right here, for over two and a half years, maybe a little bit longer than that. But I've used it for an awfully long time. It's the only jig that I use in my videos, so I'm very familiar with it. And I think that it's awesome that they want to support my channel in a small way. Some of you guys already know this because you've been following me for quite some time, but I do not want to be monetized. I do not want to add commercials to my videos because, first, I'd like to keep my videos as short as I can. I just like to show you guys what you need to do, and then answer your questions when they pop up. You know, I like to keep it simple and to the point, and if I add commercials to it, my videos are going to be longer. And there's one thing that I don't like personally when it doesn't happen all the time, okay? It doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened where I am in the middle of learning how to do something on YouTube, regardless if it's paracord or something else, and my hands might be full, and a commercial pops up in the middle of, you know, whatever I'm doing, and I can't hit the skip, and I have lost my train of thought or where I was at in that project, and I would have to go back. So for me personally, I don't want to do that to someone else. And again, I don't want to make my videos any longer than they have to be. Some of my videos can go much longer than I would like when I'm like maybe putting on a plaque that I'm showing you guys how to do, or putting some beads on. Because I have to add the extra steps, I intend to make those videos a little bit longer. So I really don't want to add to anybody's frustration by having commercials in there, and of course I don't want to make my videos super long. So that's the path that I have chosen to do. So when the Speedy Jig company asked me if I'd like an affiliated link with them, I thought, oh my gosh, that would be wonderful. So the other thing is that I have been using this jig for a very long time, and I can actually speak on it and tell you why I like it so much. So I'm trying to get this guy in frame for you guys to see the whole thing. So like I said, I've been using this jig for quite some time, and there are a few reasons why I like it, but the two biggest reasons is because the jig is made of steel, so there's a little bit of weight to it. It's not like super heavy or anything, but there is a little bit of weight to it. And On the back of the jig, they have 4, I'm trying to get it, sorry. So on the back of the jig, they have 4 rubber feet. And when you work on an inclining desk like I do, these feet plus the little bit of weight is such a lifesaver because it doesn't sway. If you work with a flat bottom jig on an inclining desk like I do, when you are pulling your cords, that jig is going to sway. So this one, I have bumped it and it has moved when I'm working with my cord, but most of the time it stays where I lay it. And I really, really like that. That's just less frustration than I have to deal with later. So I do, that's my favorite part of this whole thing, is that it does that for me. Also, it's really easy to read the ruler that they have set on it. The wing nut that's on the bottom part to move it up and down, it's really easy to use. You don't have to take this completely out to move it. You just loosen it and you can just move it up and down. There's also quite a bit of room for your fingers to go underneath when you're pulling your cords through and all that kind of stuff. I really don't have a bad thing to say about it. I've used it in every single one of my videos that I've done collars for, so I highly recommend them. They're not very expensive, and so if you are interested in one of these, I'll leave a link down below for you guys, and we can really just get started on this. Now, all the supplies that I use today, I will leave down below for you guys to look up if you're interested in purchasing any of the stuff that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to start and I'm going to show you guys how to do it on the square rings. It's pretty similar the way you do it on the square rings that you do it on your quick release buckle, but when you're setting up a collar with a quick release buckle, you do need to put on a D-ring or an O-ring. You want to try and match it to the size of a buckle that you're using. I'm using a 1-inch buckle, so I have a 1-inch ring. You can use a D-ring, but I like how the circle sits on the collar. I think it sits nicer, in my opinion. So with the square rings, you don't need any of that because that is already attached with the biothane adapter. So we're going to start with the double cow's hitch on one of the rings. Now, if you are making a collar and you are mixing up the colors that you're watching the video on, or looking it up online how to do, just so you know, the double cow's hitch is this blue right here. It's called electric blue, and when you're weaving, that is going to be the cord that is on the outer side of your collar, just to let you know. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that cord that you want to do your double cow's hitch with. I'm going to be using white, and you want to find the ends and you want to put them together. And then what you want to do is take your right cord and go down about 3 inches with the cord. Then drag your fingers up and pull that cord through. And then you'll come up with a loop down here. Take one of your square rings. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go from front of the ring to the back side of the ring. So you're just going to go right through the middle of that ring. Just like that. And then you're going to take this circle, or this, this loop, and you're going to just pull it over. So you're just going to go over the ring, and then pull down on those 2 cords, and then you have your first cow's hitch. So now your first cow's hitch is done. And put it on the left side of your ring. Take your right cord now. Find the end. You're going to go from front to back again, through the ring. Pull your cord down. And now you have this giant loop right here. You're going to take your cord, the right cord that you've been working with, you're going to go right through that loop on the other side, because you want to be on the left side of your working cord. So you're just going to pull that, and you can see how it's coming out of the middle. And you're on the left side of the cord that you're working with. Now you're going to take that end again on the right, push these over to the left. This time you're going to take your right cord and you're going to go from back to front. So you're just going to go right through the back part to the front. Pull it down, and now you see you have this loop right here that you just made. You're going to take your right end and you're just going to go down that loop and pull. And there you have your double cow's hitch on one side. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take your cord and make sure that the top part of your cow's hitch is facing up. Take your ring, find the ends of your cord, and you're going to put those right from the front to the back of your ring, both of them. So it'll look something like that. You have the top part of your double cow's hitch that's already done facing up, and then you have your cord, your two cords, and they're going through the front to the back of the ring. Now I don't measure until I'm completely finished. So now I'm going to work with my right cord and just going to separate them. So I have my end of my right cord. And what you want to do is you want to take your right cord and you want your right cord to be coming up right here through the middle of your two elongated cords. Just have that come up. So now it's on the left side of your right cord going through the ring. You're going to want this to go over, you're going over this elongated cord. Once you have it coming up the middle, you're going to take your cord, your right cord end, and make sure that your cords are all on the left side now. You're going to come from the back to the front now, through the ring, and you're going to pull that down. So you can see how you're on the right side of everything else. You have this loop that you just made, and you're going to go right down that loop. Right down that loop. Pull it. And there's your first cow's hitch. So for the left side, you're going to again want your cord to be coming right up the center. So you see how that's coming in between the two? Make sure that your cords are all on the right side now. Take your left cord, go from back to front again through that ring. Now you have this loop that we just made right here. You're gonna go down that loop. Just take it down that loop, and you're gonna pull that tight, and there you go. You have your double cow's hitch on both sides. Now to hook it up to the jig. So to put it on the jig, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take the end where you have the extra cord, the loose ends coming out. That will be at the top of your work because those are the cords that you're going to be working with. And then the other one will go on the bottom. So it just slips really easy over the tongue on both sides. And then you can tighten or loosen whichever you need to do for your work to be on. And you want it to be pretty tight. So as tight as you can get it, that's where you want it to be. So if you're like me and you wait until now to measure, I do find this easier because you're going to double check everything anyways. So what I like to do is, regardless if I need it at 6 inches or if I needed, say I need it at 10 inches, I will loosen up my cords on my double cow's hitch. You take your loose ends, you can push them up a little bit, and then you can pull down on these two middle cords, and then you can just lower this, and that's how you can loosen it. And you're just gonna, you know, double check, triple check your work to make sure that your measurements are correct. That's the way I find the quickest, where I'm not wasting time. So that is how you do the double cow's hitch for the adjustable collar. So for the quick release buckle, it is the same thing. It really is the same thing. But you will be adding a ring to it for your tags or for your leash. So what you're going to do is get your two ends again. Pull your right side out just a little bit. Take it to the middle. And make sure that the end that you pulled out is still on your right side. Because sometimes you can get like a twist in your cord and you untwist it and it'll be backwards. So take your quick release buckle, I don't think it matters. Honestly, I don't think it matters which side you choose to do it on. I've never noticed a difference. So take your quick release buckle and you're going to have this slit down here. You're going to take your loop now and go from front to back, and then you're going to bring it over your whole entire buckle. And then pull tight. Take your cord that is on the right side now, find the end. You're now going to go from front to back again. Make sure that your cow's hitch that you already have done is all the way to the left. Go through the slit from front to back. Pull it down. Now you have this loop right here. You're going to go through that loop because you're going to bring your cord to be on the left side of the working cord. So you can see you have your working cord right here, and your cord is now on the left side coming right out the middle. Now you can hold that cord as well in your hand. Take your end of your right cord again, and now you're going to go from back to front. So go right through back to front, through that slit, bring it down, And now you have this loop. You're going to go down that loop with your right cord. So down the loop, whoops, and pull it down. Pull them tight. And then you have your double cow's hitch done on one side. And now, so once you have that done, we're going to put on our ring. So I have this 1-inch ring to go with the 1-inch buckle. And you're just gonna slip it on. So I like to fold it in half because it makes it just a little bit faster, and you just pull that through. So you have your ring on. And now we can work on the other side. When you're working on the other side, make sure that your cords are not crisscrossed in any way. So on this side, I'm going to show you how to do it working one at a time. We're just going to do each one separate. So what you're going to do is take your right cord, you're going to go from front to back, right through that slit. Pull down. Now you have this loop, and you're going to want to go on the other side of that loop. So you will be on the left side of your working cord. Here's your working cord, here's the left side. And now you want to pull this over to the left. You're going to take your cord again, and you're going to go from front to back, just like that. Pull this down. Now you have this loop right here that you made. You're going to go down that loop, again, down that loop, and then you can pull it tight. Then we're going to go on the left side with the left cord. We're going to go front to back again. Pull it down. You have this loop that you just made here. We're going to take your left cord and you're going to go through that loop. And now you'll be on the right side of the cord that you're working. So you have this here. You have it on the right. Pull all of these over to the right side. Take your cord now, and you're going to go from back to front, back to front, and then you have the loop that you made right here. You're going to go down that loop. So, and then you're just going to pull it tight. Then you can unhook them. I'm going to be hooking it up the same way you did before, with the two working end cords on one side, and then this one on here. And you can tighten it up, and then you can do your measurements the way you want. I would do it the exact same way as I showed you on the previous setup. And that's really it. There's a few things that I want to touch on before I end this video. First of all, don't forget to put this ring on, because you can attach it afterwards. It needs to be on these two cords that are in the middle, so it's really important that you remember to put your ring on it. I don't know how many times when I first started making these adjustable collars a couple of years ago that I would forget, and I would have to undo it all, which doesn't take too much time to do, but it's just kind of disappointing when you have to do it. So just try to remember to put this ring on when you need to. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys about are these plastic buckles. Now, I use these all the time. There's nothing wrong with them. But, so when you're working with these plastic buckles, you can see the difference in the slit in the buckle. So when you are hooking this one, the metal one, up to your jig, when you have the paracord wrapped around this bar, you have plenty of room to get that tongue through there so you can hook up your work nice and tight. This one, not so much. There's not enough room for the cord and the tongue to fit through there, it can be a hassle. So here's the collar that I showed you earlier with the plastic quick release buckle on it, and you can't get it in. So what I suggest you do is to have an extra plastic buckle. It doesn't matter what color it is. If it does, you know, it's going to come off. So it doesn't matter what color it is. But if you have this extra one, then you can use this slit to put your work on. So this slit will fit on there, and you can fit the bottom on the bottom tongue as well when you have that extra buckle. Be aware that your measurements are going to change, so be careful, because you're adding a whole buckle to the measurement. So just be careful. What I like to do for that is I measure from this top part of the collar to this bottom part of the collar. So you're not measuring this whole entire like buckle at the bottom. You just want to basically only add the buckle and your the middle part that you're going to be working. So just be aware that it does change the measurements. And that's really, really important with these, because you don't have any wiggle room when it comes to the measurements being off on a quick release buckle, because there's no way to adjust it. So the collars with the adapters on them, you have more wiggle room if you messed up on a measurement. Sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor, but it has worked out in my favor when I first started doing them. So just be aware of your measurements, and you really should be careful with the measurements of the adjustable collar. It gets you into a good habit of checking. I usually triple check because I just don't want to have to start all over again. So yeah, that is for this video. I will leave a link below if you are interested in anything that I showed. The cord I get from a couple of different places, but mostly my solid cords come from periodicordgalaxy.com. My buckles I've gotten on Amazon for these, the plastic buckles. The metal buckles, I get these. Periodicordgalaxy.com has got a really good selection on silver and black coated buckles. And then these colored ones, the rose gold and the rainbow, I actually had to order from, what was it called? Pericord EU. So I haven't found a place that sells them here. Hopefully someday somebody will. But yeah, I'll leave all that information down below for you guys. Again, I want to, I really want to thank the Speedy Jig company for reaching out to me and asking me about an affiliated link. I'm excited about it. I know that a lot of people on YouTube have multiple affiliated links, but this is great for me, and I'm just very appreciative of it. So again, thank you to them. Can't say thank you enough. And I guess until next time, be uniquely happy and take care.